Bill Paxton's sudden passing in 2017 shocked not only Hollywood but fans around the world, myself included. He was an actor who brought us unforgettable roles in some of the most iconic films ever made, yet behind the famous characters was a man who maintained close friendships, like his lifelong bond with Michael Biehn, and a deep love for his family. In today's video, we'll journey through his career highs, his unique personal relationships, and uncover the tragic circumstances of his passing that left us all heartbroken. This is the story of Bill Paxton, one of Hollywood's most beloved talents. Bill Paxton was born on May 17, 1955 in Fort Worth, Texas. Growing up in a family that fostered creativity, he was encouraged to pursue his dreams. From a young age, Bill had a passion for film and storytelling, often watching classic movies with his family. His interest in acting took root early, and after high school, he set off for Los Angeles, ready to chase that Hollywood dream. He started his career on the bottom rung of the industry ladder, taking whatever work he could find. Bill worked as a set dresser and production assistant, taking odd jobs on film sets, and observing every part of the filmmaking process. This hands-on experience gave him a unique perspective and a deep respect for every role involved in making movies. Although he was building his skills, his on-screen work at this point was still sporadic. His first notable appearance was a small role in Stripes in 1981, and a memorable turn as a punk thug in Terminator in 1984, directed by James Cameron. Paxton had a natural charisma that drew people in, which led him to meet Michael Biehn, a fellow actor who had become one of his closest friends. The two bonded over their shared dedication to acting and their experiences working in Hollywood, and they quickly formed a friendship that would last for decades. They had a kind of brotherly bond, supporting each other's careers and appearing together in a number of iconic movies. In 1986, Paxton landed the role that would change everything: Private Hudson in Aliens. Directed by James Cameron, this movie was more than just a job. It was a milestone that cemented Paxton as a major talent. Playing Private Hudson, Paxton showcased an ability to balance comedy and fear with a genuine touch, creating one of the most memorable characters in sci-fi history. His famous line, "Game over, man, game over," became part of pop culture and is still quoted by fans today. Paxton brought a distinct sense of vulnerability to Hudson, making him relatable even in a high-stakes, otherworldly situation. This role also deepened his bond with Michael Biehn, who played Corporal Hicks. Their chemistry was undeniable on screen, and it translated off-screen as well. They had a mutual respect and a natural friendship that made working together a pleasure. Paxton often credited Biehn with inspiring him to push himself as an actor. It was a rare connection in Hollywood, the kind of friendship where they were more like brothers than just co-stars. They shared stories, supported each other's projects, and were known to speak highly of one another in interviews. Their friendship truly defined Paxton's journey in Hollywood, grounding him even as his fame grew. In 1987, Bill Paxton took on one of his most memorable and chilling roles in Kathryn Bigelow's cult classic, Near Dark. Playing the vampire Severin, Paxton brought a sinister yet oddly charismatic energy to the character that set him apart. His work in the film is often celebrated as one of the standout performances in horror cinema, and it cemented his ability to take on roles that required a mix of menace and charisma. To this day, Near Dark remains a fan favourite and a key film in Paxton's career, demonstrating his fearless approach to complex and challenging roles. In 1994, Bill Paxton stole scenes in the action comedy True Lies, directed by his longtime collaborator James Cameron. Paxton played Simon, a sleazy used car salesman who pretends to be a secret agent to impress women. Paxton's portrayal of Simon was absolutely hilarious, and he managed to turn what could have been a one-note character into a standout part of the film. With his over-the-top bravado and ridiculous lines, Simon provided some of the movie's funniest moments, especially in scenes with Arnold Schwarzenegger's character Harry Tasker. One of the most memorable scenes is when Simon, completely unaware that he's talking to an actual spy, describes his dangerous double life with a mix of desperation and delusion. Paxton's expressions, his nervous laughter, and the way he plays off Schwarzenegger's stoic responses make these scenes unforgettable. And he added a unique, light-hearted energy that balanced the intense action sequences. True Lies remains a fan favourite, not just for its action, but also for Paxton's hilarious and unforgettable role, proving once again his ability to steal the spotlight even in smaller roles. As Paxton's career took off in the 90s, he landed roles in films that would become cornerstones of Hollywood. In 1995, Apollo 13 gave him the chance to work alongside heavyweights like Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon. Playing astronaut Fred Hayes, Paxton brought authenticity and gravitas to the role. The film was a critical and commercial success, and it highlighted Paxton's ability to take on serious dramatic roles. This wasn't just another role, it was a chance to explore the intense emotions of someone facing life or death situations in space, and Paxton handled it with skill and poise. Then came Twister in 1996, one of the biggest action-adventure movies of the decade. As Bill Harding, a storm chaser dealing with both personal and natural turbulence, Paxton captured the thrill, dedication, and danger of his character's world. Twister became an iconic film, leaving a lasting impact on audiences and even inspiring real-life storm chasers. Paxton's performance gave the film its heart, balancing the high-octane action with relatable, down-to-earth moments that made his character believable and compelling. 1997's Titanic, directed once again by his friend James Cameron, featured Paxton as the modern-day treasure hunter Brock Lovett. While it was a smaller role, it was significant because it put him at the centre of one of the biggest films in cinema history. Paxton's scenes bookended the story, bringing a touch of adventure and introspection to the film. Working on Titanic also reaffirmed his connection with Cameron, solidifying a professional and personal bond that lasted throughout his career. Off-screen, Bill Paxton was a family man. He married Louise Newberry in 1987, and the two were practically inseparable throughout his career. Paxton was known to speak lovingly about his wife, often describing her as the rock who kept him grounded amidst the ups and downs of Hollywood. Together they had 2 children, James and Lydia, and he was a devoted father who prioritized family time despite his busy schedule. Paxton's dedication to his family was evident to everyone who knew him. Friends and co-stars would often comment on how he balanced his work and personal life, never letting his Hollywood persona overshadow his role as a husband and father. He made sure his family felt his presence, even if that meant turning down some roles or rescheduling his work around their lives. His children later shared how supportive and attentive he was as a father, describing him as someone who made time for the little moments, like helping with school projects or cheering them on at events. In a business where family often takes a back seat, Paxton's commitment to his loved ones was remarkable. After decades in film, Paxton wasn't afraid to explore television, a move that many movie stars shied away from at that time. In 2006, he took on the lead role of Bill Henrickson in HBO's Big Love, playing a man with 3 wives navigating a complex life. This role allowed Paxton to delve into complex storytelling and character development on a new level, exploring themes of religion, family, and power in ways that hadn't been widely portrayed on television before. Big Love was a unique project, and it allowed Paxton to show a different side of his talent. The series ran for 5 seasons and earned Paxton 3 Golden Globe nominations. He dedicated himself to the role, and his nuanced performance made the character believable and relatable, even in a setting that was outside most people's everyday experiences. This role allowed Paxton to reach a new audience and left a lasting impact on his career, marking him as a versatile actor capable of handling anything from sci-fi action to heartfelt drama. In 2017, Paxton's life was tragically cut short. On February 25, 2017, he died from complications following heart surgery meant to address an aortic aneurysm. The surgery led to a stroke, and he passed away shortly after. This news was a tremendous shock to his family, friends, and fans. Paxton had been energetic, full of life, and his passing seemed both sudden and inexplicable. In the months following his death, Paxton's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the hospital, alleging negligence and lack of communication about the risks involved in the surgery. His passing raised awareness about surgical risks and opened conversations about patient care. Fans, colleagues, and loved ones alike were left grappling with the void he left behind. The outpouring of tributes and stories about Paxton's kindness, generosity, and talent was overwhelming, painting a picture of a man who was as beloved off-screen as he was in front of the camera. Bill Paxton's legacy is one of warmth, charisma, and genuine talent. From Aliens to Big Love, he left an indelible mark on Hollywood, and his impact continues to resonate. His friendships, especially with Michael Biehn, speak to his loyalty and kindness. Biehn often remarked on how Paxton was always there to support him, whether that meant offering advice or simply being a friend. Their friendship is a reminder of Paxton's genuine nature and his lasting influence on those who knew him. His family, fans, and the characters he brought to life continue to keep his memory alive, whether you remember him as Private Hudson, storm chaser Bill Harding, or the devoted father from Big Love. There's no question that Paxton's contributions to film and television will be celebrated for generations. His work reminds us of the powerful connection between actor and audience and the way a single performer can leave a lasting imprint on countless lives. Though he left us far too soon, Bill Paxton's legacy lives on in every role, every friendship, and every life he touched. Thank you for joining me today to remember the life and career of Bill Paxton. His impact on cinema is undeniable, and his memory lives on through the incredible work he left behind. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to stay tuned for more stories like this. Let's keep celebrating the stars who have shaped the world of film. Look forward to seeing you all in the next one.